They told that little boy kicking a torn ball on a dusty street he was just too small. Decades later, with the world watching, he held the ultimate prize aloft, the undisputed greatest. Picture a dusty, sun-baked street in a working-class neighborhood of Rosario, Argentina. The late afternoon sun casts long, golden shadows across the uneven pavement. Here, amid the noise of distant traffic and shouting neighbors, a young boy is playing soccer. He is noticeably smaller than his classmates, his oversized jersey hanging loose from his narrow shoulders. But the moment the battered ball touches his feet, the world seems to pause. He moves with a beautiful rhythm entirely his own, weaving through much bigger boys as if they were standing still. He is already doing things with a ball that make grown men stop, lean against chain link fences, and stare in absolute awe. Soccer is a religion in Argentina, but even here, everyone whispers that this tiny kid is something from another planet. But life has a cruel way of testing miracles. Fast forward to a sterile medical clinic when he is just 11 years old. Sitting in the shadows of an examination room, his family listens as doctors deliver devastating news. The diagnosis is a rare growth hormone deficiency. Without expensive daily injections, his body simply will not grow. For a humble family struggling to make ends meet, the cost of the medical treatment is an impossible financial mountain. It is a heartbreaking reality. His dream of playing professional soccer seems entirely over before it has even begun. Local clubs that once marveled at his dazzling footwork suddenly turn their backs, unwilling to take a gamble on a teenager who looks like a frail child. Yet destiny, much like this relentless boy on the pitch, refuses to be contained. Whispers of his supernatural left foot travel far beyond the borders of Argentina, echoing all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. They reach the ears of a visionary sporting director at FC Barcelona. Skeptical but curious, the Spanish club invites the boy for a trial. It takes exactly 10 minutes of watching the undersized Argentine dart around the pitch to realize they are witnessing a once-in-a-generation genius. What happens next is modern mythology. Sitting in a bustling cafe, terrified that rival clubs might swoop in, the director realizes he has no official paperwork. Desperate, he grabs the closest thing within reach. Right there, illuminated by the warm light of the cafe, he hastily drafts a binding agreement on a fragile, white paper napkin. That delicate piece of paper doesn't just promise to pay for a young boy's medical treatments, it seals an unbreakable bond. It marks the beginning of an epic journey that will transform a tiny kid from the dusty streets of Rosario into the undisputed giant of the beautiful game. Imagine a 13-year-old boy standing alone in a bustling airport, an oversized suitcase by his side, waving a tearful goodbye to his family. He left everything behind for a foreign academy called La Masia. Homesick and tiny for his age, he was forced to play against boys twice his size on the training pitches of Barcelona. But his feet spoke a language no one had ever heard. By 17, he stepped onto the grass for his first team debut. The roaring crowd fell into a stunned hush. Nobody could believe what they saw. Fast forward to 2009. Confetti rains down as he lifts the Champions League trophy, a treble winner and the driving force behind the best team the world had ever seen. In 2012, he defied logic, scoring an astonishing 91 goals in a single calendar year, a record that still stands today. The accolades piled up. 5 Ballons d'Or, then 6. Cameras flashed as the debate began. Was he the greatest ever? But despite club glory, a heavy shadow lingered. With Argentina, the ultimate prize kept slipping away. The devastating defeat in the 2014 World Cup final left him heartbroken. By 2016, after 3 agonizing final losses, a heavy silence fell over a packed press room. He announced he was done with the national team. Yet, the story wasn't finished. 2 months later, he pulled the striped jersey back on. 2021 brought a shockwave. Barcelona's financial collapse forced the unthinkable. The boy whose legendary contract began on a paper napkin left in floods of tears, bound for Paris. But destiny waited in the desert. Qatar 2022. Under blinding stadium lights, the greatest final in World Cup history ended in pure euphoria. Tears of joy streamed down his face as he hoisted the one golden trophy that had eluded his entire career. A vibrant chapter followed in Miami, bringing instant silverware. In March 2026, he netted his 900th career goal. Now 38, standing on the pitch with the crowd roaring around him, he is back for one more World Cup, chasing history one final time.